Good morning. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. It is a little past noon, and I'm just getting started here. Um, we are have a one NQ short these markets, and I hope everyone is having a good week. We'll be with you for about an hour or so. Your opportunity. Let's see. Would you like to use it? There we go. Your opportunity to ask any questions that you might have. Could be about anything, and you're more than welcome to put in a request if you want us to take a look at any market, any interval, real time. You can see that silver is not resisting. Let's post this up. There we go. I think I got to make my thumbnail a little smaller. I think so. It's a little too big. And we're just going to test the latency. And let's try that again. Testing 1, 2, 3. So two point something seconds, which is good. And let's create a little awareness. Bear with me. Hit the share button. We do appreciate the thumbs ups and the retweets and the spreading of the word. The more folks that we have, during the course of a given session, the more apt we're able to do this. Want it to be kept interesting. We've been able to do a little bit more than normal during the holiday time frame. And let's you have to let me know how the image looks. It should come through in high def automatically. I think if you enlarge your screen, I think you'll see some of the images better. Is of course, if you have these tools on your desktop and you have a high definition screen, it's going to be absolutely perfect. We have to go through something called rendering, and it's not, and it is YouTube, and it's not as perfect as if you had it on your own screen. What type scraper is it? What type scraper? Not sure what you mean. Not sure. Viera, what type scraper is it? Flanker. Not sure I understand. So you let us know. And our weekly beginning balance is 25. Was 25? I'm sorry. Excuse me. Correct. 30. Now you don't have to if these numbers spook anybody. You don't. This is for trading one mini intraday. We would not have enough capital to go overnight with it as it stands right now. But if you're trading a micro, it would be 1/10. Can you show how the robot looks? Show how the robot looks. Sure. Let me write this in. I'm not even sure. Maybe we're missing each other. Show how it looks. How it works. Weekly beginning balance. And that was 30,000. But I just don't want anyone thinking, oh, I don't have 30,000, so I can't play. Yeah, you can play. You might be confined to starting out with micros contracts, and that's fine. And we'll just put in here. This is robot assisted trading. Let's put this out. How's that look? Yeah, maybe we'll make it a little bit smaller so it fits in there. And I'm happy to answer questions and plug anything in. Oops, there we go. All right. So Flanker asks, what type of scraper is it? So I'm not really sure. I think you might mean scalper. So I'm not sure what you mean. So just let me know. I won't guess at it. And then can you show how the robot looks? I'm not sure what you mean by that. So I won't guess at it. You just take a minute. You guys might be typing faster than you're thinking or thinking faster than you're typing, which I do all the time. Once again, I'm Bagadon. This is Stock Market Caddy. We do these YouTube sessions not to hand out the fish. Do you have a Twitter? Yeah, we do. Sure, we do. Yep. Do you get money from MemeCoin? Do you have a Soprano? No, no, no. Okay, so what is all right. So now we're getting a whole lot of crypto stuff. Um, all right. All right. So it's coming through a little bit faster than normal here. They made a coin for your robot. I don't. Yeah, I'm not interested in it. So essentially, the crypto community created a coin that will send transactions fees to your account. Yeah, I don't know what in the world's all that about. No, not interested in crypto. Not interested in. I'm sorry to say, coins per se or anyone creating it. I don't know what that is. Looks like it's some sort of bot. I'll be honest with you. You just claim the money. Yeah. That'd be a shame. I hope our chat hasn't been hijacked. All of a sudden, we got 45 viewers here. That's not normal for us. We're trading futures, but yeah, yeah, no problem, no problem. Um, so in any case, I'll just share this: is that I am a trader, a trader. We trade futures contracts intraday. We trade options from a few days to a few weeks, and then we do invest. Um, as you can see, we do have Bitcoin in a futures contract. We even have Ethereum down at the bottom. I really don't have an opinion uh, about the markets or an opinion about crypto or an opinion about anything. I am the most ignorant person in these markets, and I will arm wrestle you for that right. Um, yeah, I don't know why I would want to trade meme coins. Um, you know, it's you can trade whatever you want. You can trade Beanie Babies or anything. Um, it but and you can also yeah, no, we're not doing this for fun. We're doing this to make money day in, day out, week in, week out. It is fun. We do enjoy it. We've been doing this not for 6 months, not for 6 years. We've actually been doing this very actively since the early 2000s. And and if you have a publicly traded stock that you're interested in, um, and you want us to plug it into Swing Machine. Now, Swing Machine is just one tool of dozens of tools. We have close to 70 proprietary decision-making trading software tools. And as an annual member, you get all of these tools on your desktop. So if we were to take a look at Swing Machine, we have it set, and you can set the interval at any time. But let's drop down to silver, right? Everyone gets so excited about Bitcoin or crypto. Let me just explain something to you. Here is silver. This is a silver futures contract. 154 days ago, 154 days ago, which was back in May. We've hidden the date just to save space here. If you had put or bought one futures contract, just one, how much money would that have required? $12,000. If you kept rolling it, you'd be up 211,000. How many baggers is that? So everyone gets all excited about, Bitcoin. It's going to 200,000. It's going to 1,000,000. I don't really care. Doesn't really excite me. Here, silver. Now, they have increased the margin, right? They have increased the margin. They've reduced the intraday buying power because silver is so volatile. So please understand that. But I think currently it's at about 25,000. This is a 1-minute signal. 71 minutes ago at 11:17. If you had 25,000 in your account and you were trading a mini, you'd be up $7,600. That's what that means. That's where you would be. Gold, by the way, 89 days ago. 89 days ago. One futures contract purchased at 3,500 and you're up 93,000. How many baggers is that? See, the issue, and I don't want to piss anybody off with about crypto. The thing with crypto, when crypto first started, and we have folks that have traded crypto and done exceptionally well. So, you can do very, very well, especially if you're very, very early and you know what you're doing. But for me, okay, and I'm a boomer. The crypto community would talk about first, when crypto first came out, that it was going to replace money. They don't talk about that anymore. They talk about it being an asset. You remember they would say it was digital gold. Digital gold. Well, crypto in Bitcoin is no more digital gold than it's digital oranges, digital lumber, digital corn, digital wheat. It isn't. It's a Bitcoin. And the problem with it is that it has no use other than maybe transactionally, but it has no industrial use. Silver does, gold does, lumber does, orange juice does, wheat does, corn does, right? But it doesn't have, and it doesn't have the capacity on its own to throw off any kind of dividend or any kind of return. Now, they will say that it is scarce. Scarce. Well, scarcity, those that are involved in the crypto will learn that you've been sold a lie. Scarcity alone does not equate to value. Okay, and so I don't mean to be gross here, but Gwyneth Paltrow back, and I'm losing all the crypto folks. That might be a good thing. Gwyneth Paltrow used to sell her farts in a jar, right? Probably pretty scarce. People paid for it. probably could buy and trade it, but it didn't have any value. So you can make money in bubbles, and you can make money on snake oil stuff that is in the market. Um, just don't get stuck holding the bag. Don't be a bag holder. Some of the questions that are being asked, you can, I won't take the time here and now to, go into great detail, but if you visit the website, stockmarketcaddy.com, you'll get a really good idea as to who we are, what we're about, and then from there, if you've got any specific questions, don't hesitate. Well, I don't know what that was all about, but supposedly 45 or 50, maybe they were meme traders or coin traders or whatever. You know what, folks? That's not us. That just isn't us. I mean, if that's what you want to do, hey, all the power to you. Have fun, have a good time. Seen it before. You know, you can trade Beanie Babies. You can trade Gwyneth Paltrow farts in a jar. I mean, but I'm a real person, um, trading our real money for profits, day in, day out. Seen a lot. I'm not saying that I haven't seen it all. I'm not saying that you can't get rich from bubbles or from, God knows what. Um, but don't sell gold. I got a kick out of somebody said they sold all their gold. This was back about a month ago. They sold all the gold shares they owned. Yeah, okay. Or their own gold and bought Bitcoin. I wonder how they're feeling today. I mean, look at what gold has done in the last month alone, and what silver has done, and compared and contrast to Bitcoin. So, but what we do, we try to make it look easy. We think it is easy, but our members know this is something that it has to be worked on. They work very, very hard. They commit a tremendous amount of time and effort. They're trading their own capital, and they're not trying to get rich in an hour, you know, in a day or two. This is trading day in, day out. We want positive outliers with little to no negative outliers. Any questions? Be sure to visit the website. Let me know if you want me to patch anything in. We're going to let you watch. And to the extent that we have folks here, we'll hang out up until about 1 o'clock. And as long as there's, interest and questions, keep it interesting for Bagger. We'll be here at least a few times every week. Good morning, Raul. Been a while. Hope you had a good Christmas, and let us know what you think of the image quality. Again, should be coming up on YouTube in high def. Should be doing that automatically. If it isn't, if you change your settings to 1080p, we're coming through at 60 hertz, which is the most YouTube can take. We've improved the latency, which is about as quick as you're going to get through YouTube, which is about 2.5 seconds. So you're hearing my voice about 2.5 seconds after I speak it. And you're also seeing numbers for that matter. So we're not trying to present trades. I wouldn't be trying to do that. But we did want to improve the latency so we can be pretty much looking at the same thing. When you have a TradeStation account, TradeStation is delivering the content in the data feeds to your screen, to my screens, to everyone's screens, hard as it is to believe, in about 10 milliseconds. 10 milliseconds. The blink of an eye is, well, there are 1,000 milliseconds in a second. The blink of an eye is 400 to 600 milliseconds. So that's pretty fast. Um, and And so we've worked pretty hard to get you the best image. But again, hopefully, this is something that you would want to do. And if you have big, heavy, wide screens, which we have, you have high definition. It's superb. So for instance, like I have to kind of squat and bring these. Let me show you. I'm going to slide this over. I have to kind of not crop but condense down so our screens can hold all this content. Let me tighten this up here a little bit. I can't bring it up so that you can see it all. It's just a little too wide for the YouTube feature. But this gives us our pivot information real time. Now this is daily pivot. We could certainly get the weekly pivot information. And so let me just show you. Let me just slide this down here. But we can't show it all at one time. Oops. Because of the YouTube restrictions size. So when you look at the NQ, the daily pivot is 25,760. Where are we? We're pretty much right on it. So the market is really, kind of right in the middle. 25,730, right? We're right on the daily pivot. Pretty tight trading, and it is a holiday week, right? It is a holiday week. Of course, silver and gold are the big stories of the day. They've been trying to increase the margin on silver. That's the old playbook. Increase the margin and try to bust a market. And they had silver up to about 81.50, 82, and they got the margin increase up to about 25,000. They're shutting off intraday margin, trying to reduce the speculative nature around silver. The problem that they're going to have, let me put the title in here, is that I don't think silver is moving because of a speculative bubble. There's definitely speculation, there always is, but it's in demand. So they can keep increasing the margin, but as long as the demand is there and continues, silver is going to continue to move, and gold is probably going to move with it. So you can see that, they had this thing, down to about 70, I think overnight. Now, the time to have bought silver, if you were an investor, silver 154 days ago at 35. Now, we have members that were buying silver on a weekly basis, the SLV. They were putting their retirement accounts, not all of it, but a good portion of it. They were like, do we go, they wanted to go with gold and or silver. And I would say, well, I probably at that point, have gone with more silver than gold. And so we do have members that did, in fact, put sizable amounts of their portfolios into silver at below 25, some 21, 22. And one in particular found it amusing. their broker tried to talk them out of it at the time, and then when silver got to 35, the same broker tried to get them to sell it. They're like, nah, I don't think so. Smart move. And then they hear from their same broker about a month ago saying how the broker is now putting his other clients into silver and gold. Well, he's a little late. And so they're going to get hit. When you come in late into a market, just like Bitcoin, just like any market, you're going to get hit with volatility. You get in early, and you're proportional, and you have a longer view if that's what you're going to do, especially with retirement monies. You can ride out the volatility and just sit tight on it. So if it goes to 82, goes to 70, it's no big deal. But if you buy it at 82 and it goes to 70, yeah, well then you're going to get tested. And but one futures contract back 154 days ago, which was back in May, and it would cost you about 12,000. You had to keep rolling. It now costs you 25, but a margin, but you'd be up some 210,000 even on gold. While Bitcoin has gone exactly the opposite. Mhm. Now, I don't know why we got slammed with a bunch of meme coins. I don't know if that was some sort of a bot. I don't know if it was some sort of, crypto trading room. This is not a crypto trading room. This isn't, oh, look at me. Oh, man, I made, $2,000. That's not what we're doing. I see that crap right online. Please understand that. We're not doing that. I'm not interested in that. Not We're a mentoring service for those mature persons. Don't have to be an age, right? I know plenty of 50 or 60-year-olds that are very immature, and I know plenty of 20-year-olds that are very mature, but mature persons that want to trade the markets with a limited portion of their capital to do what? Extract cash flow from the money flow. Day in, day out, day out, day in, week out, month in, month, year in, year out. And so we offer a mentoring service, and much more valuable even is having the tools like Swing Machine and others on your desktop to be able to trade your capital, learn to trade your game, not mine, not Susan's, not some other person's, but yours. And we're trading purely the money flow. And when we're trading intraday like this, you know what, the Cosmo parties and all the Reddit and all the Discord chatter about crypto or about meme stocks or anything else, it really doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Whether even on silver, it doesn't matter. If you had bought silver 88 minutes ago with a futures contract, you're up $5,900. If you know how to trade, you'll know what the dip means. You'll understand what these tools are telling you over here without even looking at a chart. Sometimes people, they want to see the chart, and they begin to see things. Can't even, they can get vertigo. Can't tell up from down, down from up, and it can be debilitating. And especially if they're trading the money. Just like flying a plane in the beginning, I suppose, you want to fly on a good day, but what happens when you can't see the horizon, So you're in essence trading under the hood. You can't see the horizon. You can't see the landscape. You have to trust your dashboard. You have to trust the wind direction, your altitude, the trim, so forth. And I'm not a pilot, but I'm sure it's looks easy, right? Looks one of those things, looks easy, but probably takes a lot of training, right? Pilots even talk about, listening what gets pilots into trouble when they start listening to their inner ear. Oh, I think, Bitcoin's going up, so I'm going to go in here and buy a futures contract because, Joe Blow said on Joe Blow Reddit or Discord, it's going up, that, and they listen and they act on that. And they may not even think they're doing it, but in their subconscious. Bitcoin here, this is a futures contract, represents 5 coins. It's huge leverage, but if you shorted it 32 minutes ago, you're up $2,500. But it's huge leverage, right? Now you could be trading it with micros, of course, you could. It's not possible to trade without a drawdown. That trade that's on up there had drawn down $450, had a run up of 265. It's kind of dead in the middle, but it's not possible to trade without a drawdown. It is possible. It is possible to trade without what we call negative outliers. Negative outliers is when you're in the trade. Oh, it's down. Oh, well, it'll come back, honey. I know I put 300,000 into Bitcoin at 130, and we're down 40%. But it'll come back. It'll come back. It's gonna come back to 130. And when we do, we'll lighten up. Maybe we'll put in a little bit more. Maybe we'll put your retirement account in there. Okay. And the next thing you know, you're not trading at 88,000 a coin. You're trading at 45,000 a coin. Oh shit! No. Oh man. you know, um, that is a negative outlier. Negative outliers will kill you. They will kill your trading endeavor. They will kill your investment endeavor, and they can kill you. Period. And we don't want them. Zero. We don't want any. We do want positive outliers. And there's a skill set and an approach and a discipline that we exercise over and over again. Now you can take off that discipline. As a trader, you can do it. You can turn them off. You can say, I know all that, Don. I know what I'm doing. I can trade the money without, greed and fear. I can trade. Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay. Let me know how that works out for you. All right. So, takes a lot of, doesn't really take that much time, but it does take a lot of discipline, a lot of patience, and a lot of execution. We can give you the education, we can give you the knowledge, we can even give you the tools, right? We can give you the tools. But what I can't give you is confidence. And confidence in anything is born from education and then successful execution of that education, which is work. You gotta work it. Right? So you can go to those, home improvement stores and buy yourself a powered nail gun, and you can buy yourself a skill saw, but that doesn't mean that because you bought those tools and that you read a book on carpentry and then you're going to come home and build yourself a beautiful staircase. Probably not going to happen if you haven't done it before. So you're going to have to practice and execute. So if you have a love for carpentry, then you will continue to learn, continue to work at it, and stay with it. If you don't like carpentry and you're just trying to make something to sell, you're probably not going to be that great of a carpenter. Right? I'm trading here because I thoroughly enjoy the hell out of it. What else would I be doing? It's a little too cold in Tampa to play golf. It's about probably about 60. So we don't like to play golf when it's below 70. A little chilly. You might have to put gloves on. Enjoy, everybody. If you want me to punch up any market, let us know. And we're going to be with you up until about 1 o'clock, and then we have to sign off because we got other things that we need to be doing. Let me know what you think of the image, Raul. How should be nice, huh? I hope. One of the issues that we're having, we don't have it on our screen, but in the rendering process between our screen to YouTube is the black on red appears to your eye, well, actually, and even the pixels to be a little muddy, and it is what it is. Can't overcome it. It isn't on my screen, and it wouldn't be on your screen. I mean, it's high def. But when it goes from my screen to the rent through the rendering process and then into YouTube's parameters, it's you can't get it perfect, but better than it was. And in the latency is much better too. Any questions? Let us know. So I had to look. We had a person, I remember, it was this time last year. Hey, Mr. Don, I'd like to be here to see your robotic trading. I have one big favor to ask, if you don't mind. Is it possible to show past signals, like intraday trades that the robot executed? Yes, and we can. And I'll just finish the thought too, so and I'll address that. Um, the person, it was about this time last year, and I remember the phone call, and they were talking about Solana. Solana. Now, I'm not a crypto guy, right? But I recognize the names. I mean, I know Ethereum, Bitcoin. I recognize the name Solana. This time last year, Solana was trading at a in the that world at about $300 a coin, 300 bucks. And I'm sure, I was like, wow, but if you get into Solana now, you put $100,000 into Solana, and Solana goes to 4,000, and it's scarce, and it's this, and it's that. Then oh man, you're going to be down in Miami with the hoi polloi and the pretty girls and drinking Cosmos, and you'll be rubbing elbows with Michael Saylor. Solana's trading at 124 bucks. Whatever, whatever. Now I don't know if Solana even has a futures contract, so I'll put it in. But it's your bread. You can do with it whatever you want. Um, but it's not what we do. So Jay, I'm just calling you Jay. Mr. Don, I like to be here to see your robotic trading. I have one big favor to ask, if you don't mind. Is it possible to show past signals like the intraday trades that the robot executed? All right. So yes, and but let me just say this. Okay, we have 70 and growing proprietary tools. Not one of them, not one, can automatically produce money for you. Not one of them is a holy grail. A trading holy grail is in terms of a tool. Now Citadel is a little bit different because Citadel gets order flow in advance, and they got they can trade in milliseconds, and they get tomorrow's newspaper today. Um, we can't do that. You can't do that. Nobody else can do that. Um, but the Holy Grail. So our contention is that we're always looking for the Holy Grail, but that a trading Holy Grail, in reality, probably does not exist. The Holy Grail is you. It's you. You need to have good acquired trading skill. So there are times when Swing Machine, in days and weeks, when it appears to be a holy grail, when it appears to be, just printing money. And it can do that for periods of time. And other tools can do that too. And then what happens? Then they will go out of favor. Why do they go out of favor? They'll go out of favor because a particular market is doing a particular thing. It changes. It's dynamic. It's dynamic. So, but everything that you see here, so for instance, we can take the 1 minute gold futures contract on a 1 minute chart, and we can take this strategy and place it on a chart going back. How far back would you want to go? We can go back 2 weeks. We can go back 2 months. We can go back 10 years. All right. So that'd be one criteria. Then we could not just go back a period of time. We then, depending upon the leverage that you want to use, so we'll say it's just one mini. What hours do you want to trade? Do you want to trade 24/7 or do you want to trade during normal session hours? Going to make a difference. Do you want to use a stop? We recommend that you do. Where do you want to place the stop? There's tools for finding that out. What about a profit target? Do you want to use a profit target? Probably a good idea that you do. Where do you place the profit target? Well, there are tools to find that out. So when you ask me, Don, what would be the performance of the NASDAQ on a 1 minute going back the last whatever? So there's many more questions that I would need to know. And then we can look at it. Now the other thing is that we can do is, now some people say, well, I want to go back 20 years. Well, do you really want to go back 20 years on a 1 minute? Or would it be better to just go back maybe 2 months or maybe even 2 weeks? And then one of the things that we can do, so I ask these questions, like when we hear this all the time, I don't know what part of the world you're in, and our members will be like, well, Don, I don't know, can I make money at night? Or when are the best hours? When are the best days? Well, we can take the program, not just this program, but other programs, and we can plug it into TradeStation, and we can backtest that. And it'll tell us what the best days would be. Yeah, it's very true. So it'll tell you what the best days are. It'll tell you what the best hours are. It'll tell you what the stops should be. It will tell you what the profit target will be. But there's one old saw. You know what a saw is? There is one old, there's a lot of different, statements that come out of Wall Street, most of which are lies. But there's one thing they say that is absolutely true. And when they say it with such dismissal that people just think it's a liability statement. They don't really think about what that statement is and what that statement means. So when I just said that we can go back and back test and find out the best days, the best hours, the best strategy, the best stops, the best this, the best that, all of that. There's one thing that I used to ask Susan 20 years ago. Susie, if any of that shit really worked, then what about the statement, what happens in the past may or may not happen in the future? That statement is true. It isn't just a liability statement from any of the brokerages or from us or from anyone. You need to know that and wrap your mind around it. So I asked it to Susan. Susie, why are we back testing all this? Susan, I know what's happened in the past may or may not happen in the future. Therefore, why do we do it? And what did Susan say? Donnie, you misunderstand. The back test is a probability map. It's probability, not a certainty. It's a probability. And TradeStation has another tool, not just a back testing tool. They paid millions of dollars for a tool called a walk forward optimizer. And what we can do before we commit our time, our capital, we can take the backtest data, whether it be 2 weeks, 2 years, wherever you want to do it with all the criteria, and you think you got a decent backtest, we can take that data and plug it into something called the Walk Forward Optimizer. And what does that do? It randomizes the data. And it can give us the information we need to know how robust a strategy might be. Now, that process takes an education, it takes time, it takes discipline. And as you've just seen, we had 45 or 50, people show up because I think somebody said something, about us in a coin in a crypto meme room. These kids have the attention span of a gnat. Okay. You have no idea. And I'm not saying that you have to do this. How many hours I have poured into this trading for Susan and I. Forget about the hours around Stock Market Caddy, just the hours. Now, I'm not saying that you've got to do that, but there is a process. So I equate it to this. When you say to me, Don, what does the 1 minute do? It would be like asking me, if you're a golfer, Don, how far can you hit your 7-iron? Now, don't laugh. But the likelihood is, the probability is that I'm going to hit my 7-iron, don't laugh, about 150 to 155 yards. Now, if I'm playing in Colorado, at Beaver Creek, beautiful course, Cordillera, beautiful course, and it's in the summertime, and I'm up in the mountains, you know what? I might hit my 7-iron 170, 175. But if I'm back here in Florida, not going to play today because it's a little too chilly, it's going to be 150 to 155 for me. But also, the golf ball, I play some of the same courses over and over and over again. And I got 14 clubs. Do you know there are some days that I don't hit a 6-iron? Or I don't hit the 3-iron? Or I don't hit usually will hit the 8, a few times. But that golf ball, even though I play the same course, that golf ball never lands in exactly the same spot on exactly the same hole with exactly the same conditions ever. I mean, it might be, I might be 30 yards off the green, but it's a little over here, it's a little over there, it's downhill, it's uphill. So I am not trying to give you or anyone who is just bopping in and bopping out, saying, oh yeah, he's got some sort of a trading robot and he's going to print me money and I'm not going to have to work again and I'm going to be able to quit my job. And no, I'm not saying that at all. No. You're going to need to learn, and you need to wrap your mind around what algorithmic mechanical trading is and what it is not, and then the tools that are available, and they are staggering. Right? Now everyone's talking about AI this and AI that, but we've been doing this for 20 years. They were doing this 20 years before us. AI is just a filtering system, right? One filter after another after another. Right? So then when you take, just looking at Swing Machine here, did you know, this is Sato, did you know, what if you trade the 1 minute in the direction of the 5 minute? I could do that? Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, I could actually add, the 3 minute. You could, what if the daily is long and you want to go, you got this idea. Well, Donna, if the daily is long or the hourly is long, I might only want to take the longs. Okay, that might be a good idea. That might be the right thing to do. But maybe you need to test that. Now, you can use your capital to do it, use your time to do it, and then, but, you could waste time and you could waste capital. So we want to use technology to test that out. Does that make sense, Sato? Is it Hero, I'm sorry. So I know everyone wants me to give you, sure. So what most people want, and I get it, and you should do this, like if you have your retirement funds and you want to invest in a mutual fund, you might want to know, um, what their performance has been. But I'm not a mutual fund. I'm not managing your money. I'm not making any claims. You're going to be running it. You're going to need to do it. And you need to be able to know how do these systems work and what else you might want to do. And we're focused over here, you're looking at the buy and sell signals, but there's another equally very valuable aspect of swing machine over here in the euphoria and panic column on almost any time frame. And there are techniques for trading that too. So, but if you want as a real-time test, if anybody wants to, I got to run my pup out. I'll be right back. And when I come back, if you want me to plug in any of any stock on any interval, I'm happy to do it with an interval, and we can do a randomized test. How's that? We can kind of randomize it if you give me that those questions. Let me run my pup out. Yeah, you're very welcome. Top Gun. Yep. This is not. And again, my background is not from. I better take her out before she's dancing. We got two Goldens. I'll be right back. Oh boy, it's cold out there today. It is chilly. Yeah, it'd be like 61, 62 degrees. We got our sweatshirts on. The Goldens love it. So we got ourselves a pretty quiet market, with the exception of gold and silver doing its thing, and it's the holidays. This is normal holiday activity. It's going to get even quieter, I think, tomorrow. Tomorrow be on a half day. It might be. Check your holiday schedule. But so so we don't. I mean, I can come in and show back tests. But if a person doesn't understand even how the back test is and whatnot, I can give the wrong impressions, and I don't want to do that. The even our membership is structured so that we're actually trying to give people the opportunity to say no. This isn't something I want to do, right? Um, Got to go through a Q school to get these tools once. It's 3+ weeks. Some people say, well, that's just too much time. So, okay, that's good. That's okay. Um, we're trying to give folks an opportunity again to say, no, this isn't for me. This isn't something I want to do. It isn't a get rich quick. And now we have had, I don't know, I'll just say here as a barometer, we've um, registered for the CME challenge, which was like about 2 weeks ago. They had about 2,300, 2,400 contestants nationally. It was a week long. Everybody had to play by the same rules. We couldn't automate it. We had to use their platform, and we came in number 6. Not bad. I'm filling out the paperwork. We won a little bit of money from them. But number 6 out of 2,400 people, not bad. We had another one. We were number 2 the morning of, and we finished number 7. So number 6 is the highest we've been, um, for when it finished. And now, if we could automate it, I think we'd do a lot better, and it would take me a lot less time. I don't commit, a full week round the clock. I'm probably competing with college kids or teams of people, trying to do that. And we traded, by the way, 18 times. The person who won, no slouch, he did extremely well. We traded 300-400 times, which he had to do manually, which is really quite remarkable. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks, Tina. Yep. So, but we'll let you watch. Tina, how's the image? Image better? Sound quality better? I think we've turned a corner on that. Should be nice and sharp, I hope. If anyone wants us to plug in any market on any interval, the image is great. Good, super, good, 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 good. Happy to do it. Right now, we did break out the daily because gold and silver have just done so well, and so there's so many other things that rather than talking about, the price action or whatever, is to stop and think about what it is you're trying to do. And there's only so many days in a month, and you only have so much capital, and it's got to be worth your while, right? And so we try to approach it from the standpoint of trading as a business, not soliciting other people's funds to trade, but trading your own funds as a business to generate income, to go do other things with it, right? And we have had members just do some absolutely phenomenal things. It doesn't really matter to you, though. It doesn't matter to you what I do. It doesn't matter to those folks that have done. They're not that interested in what you do. They're only interested in what they're doing. And to that extent, it's much like, golf. I mean, it's learn to trade your game. Um, and when you're golfing, you got to play your game. I mean, you're not hiring someone. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you're not going to be a golfer. I mean, if you're going to hire someone else to go play golf for you, okay, then I guess you want to know, um, like a mutual fund, what kind of performance they got and what do they know and what are they going to do and how they're going to play. And, they're probably going to, finish middle of the pack because they don't have the time. They can't be calling individuals, right? But if you want to take a portion of your capital and um, and say, hey, I'm gonna give this a go. I would just suggest before you do that that you get an education from somebody. Hopefully somebody that you can trust, who has an approach that you trust, and learn. Is there an expense to that? Yes, but it's much better to do that than not get the education and get, an expense from not getting the education, right? Losing 25, 30 grand or 50 grand or 100 grand. And they're like, oh shit, Don, I can't tell you how many people it's I hear it all the time. Someone will call and they'll ask, they'll be down. They're like, Don, if I had only found you earlier, I could have saved 100,000, 50,000, 20,000. You won't believe what I did. I can't tell you how many people. It's brutal. So you don't have to come to us. You don't. We're very small. Some miracle that you found us. That was pretty wild, the Tina this morning. I don't know where all those mean. I think that was probably some sort of a bot that came through, or some sort of a chat room with a bunch of meme people, crypto people, which is fine, but I just don't think, this is not, Tina's here like all the time. Tina. I can tell Tina's very, very serious about what she's doing. She's here all the time. Has to be all the time, every day in the markets. She loves it. It really, hopefully, is a source of fun and a source of satisfaction, a source of control. If trading is anything, it could be not just trading, but it could be anything. If you're doing something that you just don't like to do, and it's a source of anger, a source of frustration, you have to really stop and think and splash, some cold water on your face and ask yourself, is this something I really should continue to do? I would say probably not. Probably not. It's got to be something you really, really want to do. And my career was with surgeons that I, I was always talking about the markets. I mean, if there were anyone ever I was working with over the years, and I was at a meeting stuff, you know, I mean, we're talking about a surgery stuff and all that stuff, but I'd also be talking about the markets. It was always something that interested me since I was a kid. I don't know why. It's a blast to me, and I'm like living a dream. I mean, it's like I'm doing exactly what I want to do, and it's going to be the trading is going to be now. You can tell it's going to be around the clock. It's going to explode. Um, AI is going to be a part of it, but we've been using AI tools, not just the AI, but the AI tools. But you got to remember, garbage in, garbage out. But we've been doing this for like 20 years. AI is just a very sophisticated, they call it a large language program, and it's just a filtering program, and our trading programs can do that too. So there's no limits to the other possibilities. So I hope no one got shook out of their silver But if you bought it at 81.50 or 82, yeah, you probably would have got shaken out, right? We'll kind of nose around our other tools. Let's see what the stock world is up to. Um, Bear with me here. Oops. We'll get a view. Open up some. So we got the oil companies are doing a little bit better. I think those would have been good buys in the last week or so. HES, Hess is up 11 bucks. Meta is up 8. Booking up 6. Um, Molina Healthcare up 6. I don't know what's going on there. Boeing up 4. Ulta, ULTA, Ulta Beauty up 4. MSI up 390. Berkshire B shares up 3, UNH up 3, Take Two Interactive up 275, Oracle up 269, Newmont up 261, Pool up 255. And on the S&P 500. AZO is down 19, FICO is down 15, Metla Toledo is down 10, Goldman Sachs is down 9, government stocks. CLAC is down 8, Veritex is down 5, IDEX is down 5, Axon, that is the police camera company there, probably a good little business. Axon, big performing stock, $500 stock, 455 down for solar. So not a whole lot going on. What about in the Nasdaq? We got anything wild going on there? Um, ASML or ASML, I think it's a chip holding company, up 10. It's $1,000 Meta booking. Baidu is up 5. NetEase up 1 or 2. Not a whole lot. Microsoft up a buck. We got some window dressing going on here at the end of the year. Costs go down 3. What's window dressing? Window dressing is when the brokers know that their clients are going to be looking at their statements at the first of the year and comparing and contrasting not just the quarter but what they did for the year. So all the brokers and brokers that didn't buy gold and silver all year, they will do what? They'll buy gold and silver now. They'll put the money in whatever is working now, and so that it gives the appearance that they actually are in it in doing something. Okay, so we're going to have to close out of this.
Order
I'm going to
filled.
close. I'm going to take the hit on that. That was a mechanical trade. Machine wants to go along here. We'll go ahead.
Order
We'll
filled.
go ahead and take it up with it. We'll see how we do. Don't you necessarily take it. Swing machine is long, so we'll see if we can take it up. And can't really get blood out of a stone though. It's really kind of a low volume day. Um, but my mind was on something and I forgot. Some of these questions about like when is the best time to trade, um, that can be discerned, and that's on any market, right? Like there was, you know, studies done, that if you like to buy and sell the euro, you want to be doing it probably around 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning when Europe is coming online. It had a tendency to want to run up. But that all can be, um, boy, we're working on another tool. God, it looks gorgeous too. Beautiful tool. Hmm. Really looks good. We'll be showing you this in the days and weeks ahead. We got something really, really nice. Done a wonderful job on. So what we'll do too is we'll develop these tools, and it could be an indicator, and it'll look good, and we'll trade around it. And I'm looking at it now, what it's done with silver, and then we'll turn the tool into a trading robot, and then we can begin to measure it. Really, really nice. Okay, I'm not suggesting anybody trade this, but see this 2 minute? All right, so the silver is selling down here at 77.56. It's just moved 10 cents, $600. 2 minutes, right? And that is a sell signal on silver. But what type of trade is that? It is a counter trade to the five at least, right? It's a counter trade. So when you're counter trading, you've got to have, usually you want to use less margin, and you need to be very nimble, very quick, and have fantastic tools because the execution has to be flawless. And but you can, you know, make money and very quick money being a good counter trend trader. You'll make more money, sleep better, have less stress in your life if you learn to wave off the counter, just wave it off wait for the selling to subside and get long when the 1 minute gets long in the direction of the 5, if it does. If it does, right? We'll see how that one plays out.
Order filled.
Now I'm just picking off some, or trying to just pick off some manual trades here. Just want to remind everybody, you don't have to trade in this size. I'm trading a mini, no big deal. Um, it's my go-to. If you were trading a micro, you wouldn't be down $931. You would be down $93, right? So just, you know, this is all relative. Everyone comes in at a different level, at a different scale. I'm very comfortable on just about any market, with the exception of Bitcoin. Right, a mini on Bitcoin is like, I don't know, like 40 grand, 50 grand, and on a mini. But and we have other members that are trading 10 micros, like not 10 micros, 10 minis or more. So it's all relative. It doesn't matter. A process is a process. The approach is the approach. Whether you're trading one mini, one micro, one mini, 10 minis, 50 minis, it's going to be the same. And if it isn't the same, and you're behaving differently because of the money and the leverage you're using, then you're probably going to be in trouble. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, we have to come out of this contract because we don't have enough leverage um, to take it overnight. We could drop down to micros, but there's really no need. And so we thought we would let you go ahead and watch. And what do we got going on? Not a whole lot here. Silver kind of hung in here. Typical trading action, kind of a you know choppy and floppy in front of New Year's. And what we could choose to do is we could come out of this and get short 5 micro contracts, and that would be about 15,000 in margin, which would be just fine. So we'll probably go ahead and do that, and we'll hold it here and see if we can squeeze it out. We still got plenty. We still got some time. Okay, so we're going to go in and snag this,
Order filled.
and we take it, and then we're going to go in and get some micros. MNQ H26.
Order filled.
Whoa, where did that come from? What the devil? Close that.
Order filled. Order filled.
And that's the micro, five of them, and the amount of margin on that is approximately 15,000. So we got plenty of margin, plenty of capital to take that overnight. We'll stay short here. I'm fine. I'm fine being short. I'm fine being short over New Year's too. In fact, we are short over New Year's. Don't want anything to happen, but if anything does, I would rather be short than long. And but we'll see. I'm Bagged On. This is Stock Market Caddy, and any questions for us, don't hesitate. We'll let you watch into the close. We wish everyone a happy new year. At between 4 and 4:15, this broadcast will come to an end, and we might not be back until either Friday, maybe Friday, or most likely Monday. Be sure to visit the website if you're coming by for the first time, and don't hesitate to call if we can help accommodate you. Q Schools book up in advance, And so if you're thinking of doing that, be sure to reach out and make sure that we have the dates available that you might be most interested in. Okay, so they're selling into the close, and we got 5 micros on, and the account is basically where we started for the week, so that's fine. We're going to stay short these 5 micros, and we'll probably stay right through, New Year's, deal with them. The markets will open most likely New Year's Day at around 6 p.m. and be open on Friday, I'm assuming. Double check your holiday schedule, but we're going to stay short these markets from here. 5 micros. Okay, everyone. We want to say thank you for stopping by. We'll see if we can punch up a little bit tonight. If we don't see you, have a wonderful New Year's, and thanks again.